Okay, on NetLab, you get to that through http //netlab1.ivtech.edu. That gets you into the first screen, and there's some information here on what on your requirements and what's supported. Bottom line is most Google Chrome is supposed to be supported. Internet Explorer generally works pretty good. Mozilla Firefox. All need to have the Java add-in, so you need to make sure that you install Java, and so you may get a prompt to tell you to install Java or to enable an add-in or whatever. Just go ahead and click through those things, and that should work just fine. So if I go into my student login on this one, what I will do is I will get to this particular screen. Now, your student logins for this is the first part of your uh, email address, your Ivy Tech email address. So in my case, it's, excuse me, it's mcginn2 at ivytech.edu is my email address. So my user ID for this platform is mcginn2. And then the password for everyone, temporary password is NETI105. NETI is all caps, 105. And I'll have an announcement on that, or it'll probably be in the announcement that you got to this video on. So anyway, what you're going to do is a couple things. One is you're going to schedule time. What this platform is it's essentially an equipment, virtual equipment environment, and what you're doing is you're scheduling yourself time on an equipment pod, which is a group of Cisco devices of which you will actually go in and configure. So you'll use the scheduler to schedule your time. The file manager is where you can actually save your configurations and reload them. So for example, if you start on a lab through one reservation, you run out of time or you need to quit for some reason, baby's crying, whatever, you can save your configs and do another reservation later, load your configs and you're right where you left off. So that's something you need to kind of play around with and get familiar with. So to schedule the profile and chat, you don't need to mess with, but the scheduler, you'll pick your class, which is going to be NETI105 Summer 17 Begin. And what you'll see is you'll see a list of your labs. So you just pick whatever lab. So like, for example, building a simple network, we'll go ahead and get that. And then you just pick a pod that's open. And if you just go right to a pod and click on it, it'll come up today, now, and it defaults to what's left of an hour and a half. You can go longer, so you could try going to 3:30. And you always want to do load default configs for this exercise for initial configuration. And you click on done, and then what you'll see is your reservation now is set up here in the left. You click enter lab, and what it does is it boots up the environment for you. This will take a couple minutes, so I'm going to pause this while it loads. Okay, now that the scheduled lab has come up, you will see a screen similar to this, and that kind of shows you a topology of what the lab actually is supposed to be. And there's some tabs here that I'm going to go through with you here real quick. The first one is action, and these are all of the devices that are in the equipment pod, and you can do various things if instructed to each device. Normally though, once they're up, they're fine. You don't have to do anything. Status tells you that they're on. When you do first bring up the pod, it takes a little while for everything to boot up, so these lights will change. So generally when you fire up a pod, I usually wait 5 minutes or so, and then I go in and start doing my lab. And the connections will tell you what is or who is logged in to each device. If you want to load an existing set of configs, you can do that from here, or if you want to save your configs, you can do that. For any particular device, you can do that as well. So this is something you're going to want to play around with. It's pretty intuitive type of thing, but that's essentially what we have here. Now, you see on the topology, there's a thing here that's called show lab content. When you invoke that, that actually brings up the lab the lab instructions. So, and you can save this, and like I said, sometimes it'll let you go in here and edit them if there's questions that need answered, and sometimes it won't. For example, right here, I don't know if it'll let me type something in. No, it won't. I don't know if it'll do it if you save it first or not. It's something you can try. But if that won't work, just you know, do it in a Word document and just say step 2, C, were ping successful, yes, or you know, whatever, and then just send that to me, just so I know you went through the process of doing the lab. So like I said, I don't like, you know, really get uptight about these. It's kind of like this. You're here, you're paying for the class. You know, I'm assuming as far as the assignments, you're going to apply yourself. So I'm just looking to make sure that you got the work done, and kind of go from there. So so that's where we're at on that.